Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I am your host, Taylor Gonzalez, and today I have a very special guest with me. I have Sam Barrett here. How are you doing today?
All good, thank you. Nice to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. Sam, is very exciting to be talking with you because you were in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and now you're going to be playing Prince Levin. Did I get it right?
Yeah,
Okay, good. In Cinderella's Curse. So I'm very excited to be speaking with you, and thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me.
no worries, pleasure. No,
So,
it's because we got on set and everyone was pronouncing it Levin, but in my head I'd already decided it was Levin because that sounds way more posh.
that's
Sounds
great.
like he's got some like French heritage there or something. So yeah, it turns out the way I was pronouncing it was not the common way. So yeah, well done on pronunciation. You got it.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I know right before we started recording, I was practicing it and I got it. But yeah, no, I love that little detail that you have that pronunciation of it. How did you get the role in Cinderella's Curse?
So it was one of those lucky things where I'd done a job with someone, Julia Quayle, who works a lot with Champ Dog and has worked with Louisa before. And they were in a bit of a sticky situation where the person who was meant to be playing Prince had something else had come up, so he couldn't do it anymore. And literally 2 days before they started filming, I got a call from Louisa saying, she answered the phone. She was like, "Is that Eric?" And I was like, no, it's not. It's not Eric. I don't know who you're asking. And she's like, oh no, sorry. It's because you look like Prince Eric. That's why I said you were Eric. And I was like, what? And apparently they'd had this whole conversation about how I look like Prince Eric, so I'll be perfect for the part. So then I had a chat with Louisa, sent her over some audition stuff and my info. And yeah, then 2 days later, there I was on set filming some of the biggest scenes in the film. So that was it. All very quick.
Yeah.
I prefer to work like that actually as an actor. I like it. I like it when it's rushed because I feel like whether I've had 3 years preparation or 10 minutes preparation, I like to work yeah, kind of quick. Anyway,
No, I like that. Oh, that's crazy though. The turnaround 2 days. I can't even imagine.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, I think I work well under stress, so sometimes it helps.
Yeah, I think I prefer that too. When I know I have an interview like weeks ahead of time, it's
Yeah,
it's fine because I can do all the prep and I have the time. But when I like sometimes people will email me back and they'll be like, "Yeah, I can do it tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh, but I kind of like that pressure
yeah.
of having to get ready and do the research and just like be prepared in a
Yeah,
quick
I
turnaround."
think I'm a serial procrastinator. So if I have 2 weeks, I'll probably just leave it to the last 10 minutes anyway.
That's funny.
Sometimes it's nice to have an excuse, you know.
Yeah. So, what can you tell me about your character without giving too much away?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the trailer, the sort of teaser that's been put out. I think it's quite evident from that he's not Prince Charming. I'd say he's anything but charming. Yeah, he's quite a horrible, manipulative. I'd say he's maybe outwardly charming, and then maybe his true colors start to show.
Oh,
It's actually such a fun role to play because I'm used to getting cast as quite kind, lovely, fun people. I've done a lot of comedy, a lot of sort of yeah, and so getting the chance to play someone who's pretty horrible was actually a really nice, fun challenge,
oh,
which I
that's
enjoyed.
awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I love that. So you've done comedy, you've done horror. Is there a genre of film that you have not done yet that you would be interested in trying?
I've done a little bit of action, but I'd love to do more. I think if people always ask me kind of what's the ideal film that you'd want to be cast in, and I think it would be sort of a comedy action that would be really good fun, like 21 Jump Street or something, you know, that
Ooh.
sort of yeah, that sort of ilk. Yeah, so I'd say, I mean, listen, I just love it. I love it all. Yeah, I'd love to do. I think I've done sort of every genre I can think of, unless you can think of any.
I don't know. I know, I'm trying to think. It's like, what about musical?
I trained in musical theatre. So I started out doing a little bit of musical
That's
theatre for a
great.
couple of years, and then decided that wasn't really my jam. I've auditioned for a couple of things in musical film, but yeah, it wouldn't be top of my priority list, to be honest. I'd never done a horror before this year, and this year I did 3.
Dang, that's awesome though.
Yeah,
How do you
so
find coming into horror? Are you enjoying it?
yeah, I mean it's amazing. I mean, some of the work is very interesting. I mean the I mean, as I say, I find it very hard to take myself seriously on a set. And often there's only an inch and a half between comedy and horror sometimes. If you just get the tone slightly wrong, it's all just very funny. So so you've got to yeah, I have to rein myself in quite a lot with that. But yeah, I mean I've had an amazing experience, especially working with a lot of the prosthetic people this year. I've had to do a few very interesting prosthetic things. Getting my heart ripped out in something, getting stabbed in the neck in something, getting yeah, getting kind of my face dismembered in various different things. Yeah, I was recently in a comedy horror called My Bloody Galentine, which came out on Tubi. I don't know if you know it, but that's yeah, that I had to also die in a spray tan machine on that. So it's lots of prosthetic stuff this year, which has been a very new experience for me.
Oh, that's awesome. But what a fun thing to say, like, oh, what'd you do at work today? Oh, I got my heart ripped out. Oh, I died in the tanning bed. Like, no, who else can say that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So in the story of Cinderella, she gets a wish granted by her fairy godmother.
She
If you
does.
could have a fairy godmother grant you any wish, what would you wish for?
Oh, I don't know. Not to have a pencil in the neck, that's for sure. Um, I was thinking about see, I think it would be quite cool to be able to like breathe underwater, or
Ooh.
or to fly, like that kind of feeling of like weightlessness somewhere. I think would be very cool. Um, but I think maybe I'd like to be able to teleport. I think that might be the winner.
All right, teleportation would be awesome.
Yeah, because then you can be on holiday forever, and
Mm.
then like 10 minutes before work, you just get ready and you're off. Doesn't matter where you live,
Yeah,
no
that's
commute.
true.
Although I
Oh,
might
that's
get really fat because I just wouldn't be walking anywhere.
no, I like that a
So
lot. You could be in two places at once. That'd be crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So since you're playing a prince in this film, when you were growing up, did you have a favorite Disney prince?
Hmm. I think all the Disney princes are always really boring, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all pretty like flat and like
Yeah.
very similar.
Which is why Prince Levin was so fun, because he was like on paper he was the kind of cardboard prince, but actually there's like a load more stuff underneath, which is really good fun. I think if I had to pick someone, does Hercules count?
I think so.
I think Hercules would be my favorite.
All right. That's good.
I always really liked the princesses though. I don't know what that's a...
Yeah, I know the princesses were all like amazing and had different
Yeah.
personalities. One was a
Yeah, exactly.
mermaid, one like they're all different. But the princes, I don't know, they're kind of if you were to line them up, they're all kind of the same.
They're kind of the same. Yeah.
If I had to
Uh,
pick a favorite prince though, I would probably pick Aladdin. I think he
yeah.
counts because eventually he becomes a
Yeah,
prince.
that's true.
So
That's true. Yeah, anyone that had a bit of quirk, I like quirky people. So I think yeah, Aladdin is a good shout.
yeah,
Or Hercules I thought was cool as well.
yeah,
Although
Hercules is good.
Hercules got a bit more boring towards the end. Like he was more fun at the start of the film, I think.
When he was the really skinny one.
Yeah, yeah, the muscles ruined it,
Yeah.
like
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. No, I love that. I think there was like a Disney series about Hercules before he got buff. I'm pretty sure, unless
really.
I'm like remembering it wrong, but I think yeah, there was like a series of him just this the little skinny
Oh,
version.
you need to do some research, and if it doesn't exist, cut that
Do
out
it.
and let's make it. Let's get
I know,
it.
that'd be great. So speaking of Disney and horror, you're also playing Arion in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. What can you tell me about your role in that film?
So yeah, so Blood and Honey comes out in the States later this month, which is
Mhm.
really fun. Got a premiere Monday in Leicester Square, London. Um, so that luckily I managed to get off the back of Cinderella. It was funny because I'd never spoken to Scott before. I'd never auditioned for him before. As I say, never done any horror before. But luckily, the first day on set, I had this quite big scene. I think a lot of it you can see in the trailer actually, where the prince has kind of got a lot of his like big horrible dialogue and stuff. And Scott even admitted to me, he was like, when I first saw you, I thought, oh god, there's no way this guy's going to be evil enough. There's no way this guy's got it. He's way too nice. He's an absolute goof. But then I showed him. But yeah, very kindly, Scott came up to me and said, like, "Oh my God, we're casting Winnie at the moment. We'd love to get you in it." Um, and yeah, like a few little scheduling issues, but we settled on Aaron, which is a lovely little part. And so he is one of Christopher Robin's friends from a young age, sort of thing. And yeah, and basically, as you can see probably from the trailer of Winnie the Pooh, I don't have a very successful time of it. Get into a pretty bad incident during the film. But yeah, it was really really good fun to work on. And Paula and Sean, who were the prosthetics on the film, they were absolutely incredible. So I had a prosthetic on my face twice during the shooting. No, actually 3 times during the shooting, and it was 90 minutes on, 90 minutes off. So it was quite a long time. There was quite a lot of meditation needed. So my full face was covered, as it was for quite a lot of the actors in the film as well. But the prosthetics have really stepped up. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. So yeah, all round, it was just a really, really cool experience. It's such a passionate team. Really, really young team who are just very dynamic and working really hard with a surprisingly small budget. What they can achieve is just incredible. I think, yeah. Just seeing that the Winnie the Pooh one's been nominated for a bunch of Razzies. Sorry, one Razzie
Yeah,
for worst film.
they won 5.
Yeah, which is incredible. And Winnie and Piglet won for best on-screen couple.
Yeah.
which is brilliant. I think it's absolute testament to them that with a film that they only spent 50 grand on, they're competing with things like the Expendables 4 and the Meg, which cost like 120 million to make. It's yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I think the second film is going to be a huge step up, and yeah, I think they're hopefully going to be really really proud of what they've done. I think it was really good fun.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see it. It's just a couple weeks away, and then you have the premiere. You said Monday, tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
really
that's
excited.
fast. Oh,
Yeah,
that's exciting.
when you're just a kind of small part of a massive machine, it's exciting to see it all come together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that'll be really fun. Do you already know what you're gonna wear and who you're gonna bring with you and everything?
Yeah, so sadly my fiance is not free. She's working, so she can't
Oh,
come. But I'm gonna go with Lauren Budd, who
oh,
was
yeah.
one of the evil stepsisters in Cinderella. I always call her one of the ugly stepsisters, but that just pisses her off.
Lauren's great. I love her. She's so sweet.
Oh, she's lovely. She's lovely, and I've just done some more work with her recently, actually. So
Oh, great.
she's yeah, she's really, really, really good friend and a very good actress as well. So yeah, we're gonna go. We can go together. I'm just gonna wear a suit, and a little black turtleneck.
Oh,
Uh,
fancy, fancy.
yeah, but yeah, it should be a cool experience. Nice to be on that red carpet and do that thing. Yeah,
Oh, that'll be very awesome. Tell Lauren I said hi, please.
yeah.
So, Winnie the Pooh's favorite snack is honey. Do you have a favorite snack when you go to the movies?
Oh, and I go to the movies. I mean, it's got to be popcorn. I'd be like a sweet and salty popcorn. And also, I'm not a massive fan of like sugary drinks, right? But
Mm.
the Coke that they serve at the cinema is just it's something else.
Yeah, it's like
So
a different level. I don't know. They add
yeah,
something to
I
it. It
think,
goes
yeah,
like perfectly with the popcorn. I don't know.
filled with syrup. Yeah, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, just the traditional popcorn and syrup. I mean, if I'm treating myself, maybe a little bit of chocolate as well. I don't know.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I like to put peanut M&Ms inside my popcorn and then eat it together. It's like perfect. I don't know. It's like a favorite thing of mine to do. I don't do it very often, but when I do, it's like perfect.
Tell you what, in the States, you do it with the melted butter on top of the popcorn.
I don't
I
add, I don't, I, ugh, no, that grosses me
I've
out.
only ever
Everyone
had
else I
that.
know does it.
I've had that like maybe once in my life, and I was like, oh my, like maybe once it was fairly mind-blowingly good. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, and clearly just I'm a gluttonous guy, but yeah, I haven't had it since.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. That's funny. So, do you remember the very first horror movie you ever saw?
yeah, I think I do. Well, you know what? I think as I say, I'm always more drawn to funny things. So I'm pretty sure the first sort of like scary thing I watched was Scary Movie. Scary
Oh,
Movie.
oh,
And then I saw, I think, and that was before I was definitely before I was old enough to watch anything scary. Um, and I'm pretty sure that's an 18 anyway, but I think I was like 12 watching that. But then I think I watched, I think the first most memorable scary film for me was Saw 1,
oh, nice.
which is interesting because I was thinking about it because that has a very similar sort of story to Winnie the Pooh in a way. It was kind of, I think it was first made as a short film with like very little budget, and then that got picked up and made into a proper film with like 500,000, which is still tiny for a feature.
Hmm.
And now it's like one of the best-selling horror franchises that's ever existed.
I know it's crazy. They keep making more and more. It's so crazy how
Yeah,
it's expanded.
yeah, they keep going. I haven't seen the latest one. Apparently, it's good though. But
Yeah, the latest one, Saw X, is like one of my favorites of the whole
yeah,
franchise.
I heard that. Yeah, I've heard it was like they really kind of kicked up again. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I must say I'm not a huge fan of horror films. I get a bit like, ugh! I've seen The Ring and I've seen The Grudge, and they just like I never slept again. So
Oh no.
I think I've not watched that many since.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, Scary Movie, that franchise was so fun too. I wish they kept making them just
Yeah,
because it was so fun to see like the horror films that we love, but then have like a comedy twist. And then also what was fun too is it exposed a wider audience to horror that maybe they wouldn't check out, but then they would
yeah,
see Scary Movie and they'd be like, oh, I'll go watch The Grudge now, or I'll go watch The Ring now, because
yeah.
they laughed at a movie that, if they're not into horror, it just brought it
No,
to their
you're absolutely
attention.
right. And I think probably watching Scary Movie 3 and
Yeah.
seeing The Ring and The Grudge and that, I think that was what made me watch The Ring. And then I think I found it slightly easier to watch because I was kind of laughing at it in a way. I don't know, I was probably crying. But yeah, as I say, like I feel like, you know, comedy and horror are only like, an inch and a half away from each other. So I can see why Scary Movie was a thing. And
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. I think it's a really cool idea.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of Saw, what is it? I guess like in 2 or 3 days, I'm going to go cover a Saw the musical. I didn't
Really?
even know this was a thing, and I'm so excited to go. They're having like a press
Oh my
night, and so
God.
my boyfriend and I are gonna go, and we're gonna go cover it. And yeah, it's Saw, but it's a musical, and it's like an unauthorized take on the film
So
franchise. I can't wait. I think it's just gonna be such a fun evening.
is it a comedy or
I
is it
think
serious?
so. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a comedy and a
Okay,
musical, and it's
right.
based on Saw, and then it's in LA right now, and then it tours after
That's
that.
cool.
And I don't know if it leaves the US, but I think I saw outside the US as well. But I'm very
Okay.
much looking
I'm
forward to
glad
that.
it's gonna have a funny twist, like because if it was serious, that would just be just be
Oh
very
yeah. Yeah.
hard to watch.
Just what a fun idea.
Yeah, that's super fun. Oh well, you'll have to let me know how it is. That's
Okay, well, it'll be
oh,
great. It's just gonna be so much fun. So,
nice.
do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you've ever dressed up as?
Um, See, we don't take Halloween as seriously in the UK, which is a shame because the States they do it right, you know. I think so the last 3 years at Halloween, I'm always such a cop out. I'm pretty sure the last 3 years, my fiance and I have gone, she's gone as a vampire and I've gone as her prey. And I'm pretty sure last year I just dressed up as Ken. I think I was just in a pair of like pink hot pants or something
That's great.
with just two bite marks here, and that was my costume.
Oh, I love that.
There you go. Yeah, I'm always a bit of a cop out.
So you guys don't take Halloween as big of a holiday as we do here, but what about the Oscars? Because we're filming this on Sunday, March 10th, and today is Oscar Sunday. Are the Oscars as big of a deal over there as they are here?
I think the thing is with the Oscars, I mean, yeah, obviously the Oscars they're worldwide,
Mhm.
but I've only ever watched them live maybe once because you have to stay up very late to try and catch them. Oh yeah, I'll always catch up with the Oscars, and I'm always heavily my film choices are always heavily influenced by them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'd say they're as big over here probably.
Okay,
Um,
that's good to know. Yeah, because I'm very much excited. My boyfriend and I, every year we print out a sheet and it has all the categories, and then you write down who you think is going to win in each category. But what's crazy is I am the movie buff in this house,
yeah,
and I am honestly at the movie theater like 3 times a week. I see like every single thing that comes out, and he does
amazing.
not really enjoy going to the movies and he doesn't really see as much as I do. But every year he kicks my ass on the score sheet. And I don't understand because it's stuff he hasn't even seen. How did he know it would win?
He just likes the name.
Yeah, I think so. Because we always fill out the sheet the day the nominees are announced. So we do it like a couple months ahead of time. And it's like, what the heck? I actually have seen all these things. I've like, I don't know. We'll see
I've
how
done my
tonight goes.
research. I like this one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But speaking of movies, and I'm pretty sure it is nominated for special effects. You were in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. What was that experience like?
Was. Yeah, it's nominated for special effects. That's cool. And which, yeah, I mean, I assume that special effects doesn't just mean CGI because I feel like there's very little CGI in that film. A lot of it is like, no, let's actually jump out of the plane. No, let's
Yeah.
actually jump off the cliff. Yeah, but I mean, amazing, and you know, rightfully so. So I was on it for about 6 weeks, back a couple of years ago now. And yeah, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, it was all I'd ever wanted when I decided I wanted to become an actor. You know, I think I probably grew up watching. I watched Mission Impossible 1 and then pretended I was him in my room for the next like 5 years. Yeah, it was such an amazing experience. So you've seen the film?
Yeah, I love
Have
it.
you?
It's so good.
Yeah. So I'm just in the first 5-6 minutes of it. I'm steering the submarine at the beginning. A few lines, but we were very lucky actually to film a lot more than made the film. I mean, which is often the case. But that's why we were on it for so long. There was a lot of different us trying to escape the submarine and all this stuff that didn't quite make the movie. But it was amazing that we got to film it on these incredible sets. And working with Christopher McQuarrie, the director, who it was really lovely as a young actor and working on a set with a lot of young actors who are either young in their career or you know, young in age as well. Every day it was like a masterclass in directing. He would take us through like why he was doing the compositions in such a way, why he was using different lenses, why he was using gimbals, steady cams, whatever different devices he was using, diopters, stuff like that. Which I mean, so I'm very into film obviously as well. I also like to do a lot of writing and have done a bit of filmmaking as well. And I just think having that experience with one of the best directors kind of around, especially at filming films like that, it was just, yeah, I mean, it was so valuable. I felt like I'd gone to film school. I was getting paid to be there. It was amazing. Yeah, so it was, I mean, yeah, I can't really put into words how grateful I felt, to be honest, to be on that set working with those people. It was amazing.
That is awesome. Yeah, congratulations on that film because it is incredible.
Oh yeah, it was good fun. Yeah,
I
well,
cannot wait for the next one.
hopefully get to do something similar soon. I don't think I'll be in the next one. Well, potentially something happening, but who knows?
Ooh, okay, okay. That's a good tease, and we'll leave it at that. And then maybe in the future we'll follow up on it. That'd be fun. But yeah, thank you so much, Sam, for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate it. Where can people follow you to keep up with your upcoming films, your upcoming projects?
Well, I mean, I'm mainly on Instagram. So my Instagram is Sam_Barrett UK. It's probably the best place, to be honest. That's where I post anything that I'm doing professionally. I post some personal stuff on there too. So you just have to put up with me being in love with my fiance and all that boring
Aw.
stuff.
When are you guys getting married?
I don't know. We've been engaged for like 18 months now. Yeah, it's definitely, the engagement isn't going anywhere, but I don't know if the marriage was going to happen anytime in the next 5 years. We might try and spend our money on something else first.
Well, congratulations on the engagement. That's very exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
And thank you so much for joining me. I will make sure to put a link to your Instagram in the description of the video so people can come follow you and check you out and see what you're up to next.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. Have a great rest of your day.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye.
Bye.